Good morning. Today is Flower Essence Monday. Sorry I'm a little later than usual. And also I forgot last week, so sorry. Yeah, I'm a little later today because I woke up with a headache. I had a lot of weird dreams and I think I was grinding my teeth, and that always gives me a headache. So I had to do some figuring out, do a little bit of tapping and get myself sorted before we start this. Okay. So we are going to connect to our guides. I'm going to light our candle. If you are connecting in now, or if you're going to be listening after we are done recording, just try to find yourself a nice quiet space if you can, or at least a quiet corner in your mind. And you can repeat out loud in your mind or not at all and just listen. I ask to connect to my guides. And I ask for my guides to please connect to the guides of all those that are here with me right now. And for their guides to please connect back to mine in case there are any messages, any clarity that needs to be shared today. Thank you. Okay, so in doing that, there are a lot of messages I feel that are coming through for everybody. So part of what I was learning this morning, when I was, I guess, talking to myself or my guides or whoever you talk to in your mind, really it is yourself, but it's also your guides and your higher self. So if you feel like you are talking to someone and they are talking back, they really are. Just trust your thoughts. A lot of times, if you have a message, okay, so what I always tell my kids is if you ask a question, just listen for the answer. So my question this morning was, what was with all this weirdness this morning? And what do I need to know in order to help my headache? And so if you ask a question like that, you can just ask it like that, like, what is with this headache, guys? And then you just listen quietly for the answer. But just know when you are looking for the answer, if your thoughts are, only if your thoughts are nice, that's when you know it's your guides. If they are being mean and telling you that you're crazy or whiny, that's not guides. So my guides were just telling me that I think I'm feeling a little bit lonely for some relationships that have changed lately, and that those relationships don't have a bearing on my worth, or those people that I had the relationships with have no bearing on my worth. So how they're doing doesn't reflect on me. And that's part of the flower essence that came up today. It's Buttercup, and it's yellow, and yellow is personal power. So we feel our personal power right here. So if you ever feel like you have a stomach ache here, or if it's tight or a little queasy, that's your personal power. So you can put your hand here, and again, talking to whoever's in your mind, yourself or your guides. I just call them they or us. Or sometimes we, I'll say, what do we need to learn today? And it just helps me kind of get out of my victim mode of what is wrong with me and what do we need to learn. Okay, so our flower essence today is Buttercup. Again, it's yellow. Buttercup's name is Ranunculus occidentalis. Okay, so again, I invite you just to listen with your hearts. If you don't understand the message, that's fine. Just listen with the intent that your soul is going to understand the message, and it will help you come to any of your answers. So if you have questions today like, why am I feeling anxious? Why, or what do I need to learn in order to make a decision? You can put your hand here. This is your personal power. Connect to the flower of Buttercup. Okay. Positive qualities, radiant inner light, unattached to outer recognition or fame, and self-assured. It's also negation of one's vocation or lot in life. That is the imbalance. So feelings of low self-worth, inability to acknowledge or experience one's inner light and uniqueness, self-deprecating. Okay, so listening with your heart or in your power center, Buttercup. In the natural evolution of the soul, there are phases of life, if not entire lifetimes, which require that one's essential light be contained in a quiet, simple way. Although such humble expressions may not appear remarkable by outer standards, they are enormously important times in which the soul gathers inward strength and consolidates its essence. It is important that such souls not judge themselves by conventional standards of achievement and success, becoming conflicted with feelings of self-doubt and diminished self-worth. Rather, they need to recognize and honor the inner value and worth of who they truly are. In this way, they are able to shine forth with the radiant inner light that blesses and sanctifies even the most simple tasks and obligations. This remedy is very helpful for children, for those who may be physically handicapped or impaired, and for numerous phases and situations in the life cycle which require inner containment and simplicity. Buttercup flower essence helps the soul to realize and sustain its beautiful inner light, which becomes a source of great healing and peace for all whom it contacts. So, part of what's coming through is accepting the mundane. So this is something I struggle with sometimes, or maybe often, is chores. So it's like the laundry never ends. Sometimes it feels like when you finish all the loads of laundry, sometimes I do like 5 in a day. It seems like once you've done all your loads of laundry, that laundry should just be done for like ever, or maybe a month or something, but really tomorrow there's laundry starting again. Or while you're doing laundry, someone is putting more laundry in the laundry bin and it seems to never end. I think it's this age that we're at, or maybe my age, 30s for another year. Or just any time where we're becoming adults, where we are the adults of the house, we are the parents. It's our place now to take care of the house and do the chores and take care of everything. And it seems like it's never ending and it kind of takes over our lives sometimes. But finding the value in knowing that we have this routine, that there's always laundry or there's always dishes. And it just gives us this routine to follow, this kind of predictable, mundane activities. We can use these mundane activities to kind of slow our thoughts down, connect to what's going on inside us. I'm starting to like doing dishes, which I hate to admit because I have hated dishes my whole life. It's really one of the worst things for me. I hate dishes. But once you get your hands in the warm water and you can smell the soap, and it's just it's the same thing, right? Like you're just washing all the dishes, rinsing them, and you kind of go into, for me, I can kind of go into this mindless activity where you don't really need to think about what you're doing. Same as folding clothes. And you can use that time to do this repetitive chores to really connect in and see what's going on with you. Just it's like having a little coffee date with yourself kind of while you're doing these mindless chores, because it doesn't take a lot of thought sometimes to do these things. So it's kind of a nice time to just sit and do quiet things. And yeah, they're not very glamorous, and a lot of people don't appreciate it. Your family might not say thank you. Sometimes they do, sometimes they help. But it's just knowing that this quietness, that even when you're sitting and doing something quiet and repetitive, that you are still shining your light. You are still worthy. You might not be out there I don't know, whatever you think an important job is, but if you're not fixing something or creating something new, just knowing that these quiet moments are also important and that they can nourish us and sustain us even when it feels like it's a chore. They can just be these really beautiful moments where you can think about the wonderful things in your life, feel the fabrics, feel the softness of it. It's a way to bring yourself into present time, but also no mind, so that you can just kind of check in with yourself. What's up with me? What makes me feel good? What is bothering me right now? What do I want to work on? And what do I need to do next in order to fulfill what I want to work on next? And sometimes it's these quiet moments, these repetitive motions that really help us go inward, and we can listen really well. So when you ask a question, just listen for the answer and know that whatever is talking back to you, whoever, they, them, we, just trust that when you hear these thoughts, they're quiet. Sometimes they are just, you can feel the difference between, oh my God, I have so much stuff to do, and you know what, maybe my next step would just be to, just finish this one task and then see what happens then. And can you tell the quality of the difference of, oh, I've got so many things to do. Okay, maybe I should do this first or that. You know what? I'm not really sure what would be better to do first. That's kind of our mind going crazy. But when we're quiet and it's like, okay, what is my next step? Okay, just finish the laundry, put it away. And then this next step, make that call. Maybe you need to answer an email, finish that thing you've been putting off. And you can see it's more of a grounded, calming voice it can be really helpful, and that's how you can get your answers. I hope that made sense. If you have any questions, let me know. If you are wanting to practice your intuition, let me know. We can do some classes. I can do one-on-ones with you. I have my trusty pendulum here, which is how I generally choose the flower essences, or sometimes I will just hear the flower in my mind and then I just go with that. And I just trust that when they tell me ranunculus is the one today, that we go with that. Well, I hope you all have a wonderful Monday. I hope everything goes smoothly for you. I know there's a little bit of turmoil, maybe angst in the air right now because of the voting. Often there's a lot of passion, apathy, confusion, excitement, drama with polling or voting. So just know that can be an effect for you, and stay centered and grounded. Just ask to disconnect from that energy of the voting. Ask to stay centered. Remember that voting is just a part of our day, but the rest of our day is going to be focused on staying centered, connecting to our inner power, our inner knowing. Power is just knowing that we have the ability to make choices. It doesn't mean we have to step on anyone. That's not power. Power is standing within our own truth, standing in our own knowledge, no matter what's going on. If someone has a different opinion than us, we can have the personal power to disagree or to feel our feelings, or the power to consider what they're saying. Maybe we want to change our mind based on new evidence, and that's okay too. Okay, that is it for today. That's the rest of the message. So remember, you are worthy no matter what, because you exist. You were literally chosen. You chose to be here. The universe wants you to be here. We need you to be here. We need you to live and just do your best. Your best is good enough. Okay? Remember that you are worthy no matter what you were doing. If you were doing laundry or out saving the world, whatever that looks like, just think, I am saving the world by folding these socks. Okay, well, I love you all. The universe loves you. Your guides love you. Talk to them. Doesn't matter if you can hear them or not. Just talk to them, and they will eventually talk back, and you will hear it. They're always talking, but what I mean is eventually you will start to recognize and hear them, and that's really fun. Okay, goodbye.